Hey, man. This is episode 9 of the Cool Ass Nerdy Dudes.
Not all the other stuff we just talked about.
The Cool Ass Nerdy Dudes podcast.
This might be quick. Get us out of here, y'all.
Shit, man.
Hey, look here. Damn.
Yo.
Quit talking. This dude,
Hey.
hey, y'all. I didn't finish.
No, hey, man. No,
There I go with the head back again. I hate that.
I'm just messing with
I
you.
need something to keep my head up. Is what I be like,
Ah!
you know what I'm saying? It don't even be that funny. I'm like, oh, shucks. We need to make a pillow for me, man. So I go, whoa.
Hey, man,
whoa.
you were supposed to be getting us a new couch, man.
Oh, man.
That was like 6 episodes ago.
One of my boys arrested your boy.
Oh,
They
man.
arrested old Quintravion.
Oh, Quintravion.
Yeah, I got to get him out.
Quintravion.
He might actually be out the way they escaping.
I was gonna say, man,
over
and
there.
he don't use all his points.
He might escape. They're escaping easily over there for some reason. So
Quintravion used all his points. I thought Quintravion had 12 points.
we gotta go put some money on his books, man. I gotta go talk to him. See what the real deal is, because he had the couch. I think that's why they arrested him.
Oh,
And
man.
the couch got wet.
Damn.
Yeah, no worse than the other stuff we saw on them chairs in the studio.
Oh, man. Hey, man. So,
Welcome back, brothers. Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all in a whole week.
So last week, man, we said we were going to talk about Cop City.
Yes.
And I don't want to be a liar.
Right.
But I was supposed to have a person on with us that was an expert on Cop City.
Because
And,
I'm not good enough as a cop. No.
You know, and
Who am I?
I was gonna have somebody who is, an official.
My credentials suck.
No, not that, man. I was trying to have somebody who was
It's
affiliated,
Atlanta.
affiliated
Yeah, and I'm
from
at
the
Atlanta.
city with Cop City to
Totally
represent their case, but city official declined to allow them to come on board. So that's all. I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus. They just they declined to allow them to come on board. I'm still working on it because I think they want to see what we're about to make sure that we're not trying to ambush them or
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Well, I'm here. We're going to talk about Cobb County.
because
got you, dog.
they got so they get so much flack. They get so much flack about it's such a hot topic.
It's crazy.
And they catch so much flack, and I'm trying to assure them that this is a space where they can actually come on board and can have a real conversation about it, where it's not confrontational, where we can talk about both sides of the issue. Because I'm not for or against it. I want to know what the facts are. I think it's something that could be possibly really good for the city, but some people may think that it's something that could be bad for the city. I want to know what the facts are.
You know what my rule of thumb is? If the left is against it, I'm for it. That's my rule of
How
thumb.
about that? And the thing is, that what we do know about it, it was built to train police, Atlanta Fire, Atlanta EMS, and Atlanta dispatchers. But to put them under one roof, one big roof, and have up-to-date, state-of-the-art equipment for this training, and not to have them all over the place. And they will actually have simulators. They're going to have everything in there to go through real-life situations. A lot of, from what I know, like I said, I don't work for Atlanta, but from what I know, a lot of their training where they train was outdated. The places, so they had one place they could all do it together, and they can make it realistic. Police and fire could train together. EMS could train together. The dispatchers could say, hey, the actual training was supposed to be set up to be like dispatchers saying, hey, John, we got a fire here. So, Kev, you're a policeman. Y'all are probably going to get there first, and we do get there first a lot of times because we got cars versus them big ass trucks,
Right.
Which is cool. But when we get there, we kind of, we're trained. Where I am is we're trained to park away so that this is going to be a fire issue. We train to park away so they can get the trucks in there, even though we jump out of the car, kind of run and make sure what we can see and assess. Is there anybody screaming, yo, this and that? But that training center is supposed to have been built so big and have everybody there together so that they could do simulations and do realistic live things that happen.
And to me that makes sense. There are people who think that it's going to be set up for the militarization of the police, and in some cases, historically, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I'm not saying that I believe this. I
got you.
But in some cases, they have historically some fuel to feel that way, based upon some jurisdictions. Here's the thing: the city of Atlanta hasn't really shown that.
No, we're a melting pot of everything.
If you look at the city of Atlanta has probably the least militaristic police force that
and surrounding metropolitan cities and counties.
Yeah,
the same way.
I mean,
we're all kind of intertwined, to be honest.
Yeah.
So you don't hear about.
Obviously,
in the news every day.
Obviously, you have SWAT teams. You have you have SWAT teams. You have bomb disposal teams. You have tactical drug enforcement
underwater
teams.
Search and recovery.
All of those specialized.
Everything that we should have.
Everything that you should have in a major metropolitan area.
Right.
You have all of that stuff, but you don't have a bunch of dudes rolling around in tanks down the street.
They're not going to. But, again, it goes back to mental illness.
Yeah.
And we've spoken on that. When somebody gets that in their head, that's how they are. That's how the police. You see what they did to George Floyd. You see what they did to whoever, Michael Brown. And obviously, if you really look at the whole study everything and
I mean for the most part
certain things happened and certain things didn't happen, but that's what they get in their head.
What was it was several years ago where and you might remember when this happened, Steve, where the guys did the no-knock warrant in Atlanta, and they shot the old lady.
Yes.
It was the 92-year-old lady.
Yeah, I remember that.
And that was APD.
Uh-huh.
That caused a major culture change in the city of Atlanta. For city of Atlanta went through a complete retraining of how they did police work, with even serving warrants, how they did even everything. It changed the whole culture.
Well, understand that when it happens and it makes the news like that, we all suffer, yet we all grow from it, because don't think it doesn't trickle down. If it happens where I am, or if it happens in Atlanta, or if it happens in East Point, College Park, and it makes national news like that did, it's going to be a trickle-down effect. It's, again, you don't understand. Not saying you don't understand as in you're ignorant, but we are a metropolitan area. It's not just Atlanta, East Point, College Park, Clayton County. When something happens, we hear about it. If something major happens, we all hear about it. And our chiefs get together, the sheriff's departments get together, and they discuss it, and they set up training and policies based on these types of things. So it affected Atlanta, obviously, because they were the ones that did it. But so that goes back to why Cop City was built, because they're saying, hey, we're going to be proactive, and we're going to set up a training center where these types of things, we can hopefully prevent these types of things, but it's never good enough for certain people, and like you say, most likely the left.
Yeah. So as the liberal on the panel here, let me speak on some things that I've witnessed with this.
Speak on it, son.
All right, and this is some stuff that I've witnessed firsthand. All right, so during the pandemic, when the riots broke out here after the George Floyd thing happened. We watched it happen in real time. This is when Mayor Bottoms was the mayor, and you had a lady who was the police chief, and you saw the agitators that were that came out and started causing problems. If you noticed, the agitators did not look like the citizens of Atlanta.
Not all of them.
Most of them.
right.
I'm just
I got
being
you.
real.
I got you.
They looked like people who came from elsewhere.
Just like Cop City.
No. I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to. I'm getting ready to go there. Let me
To his madness.
let me cook, man. Let me
Chill, 'cause
Let
he'll walk
me
out.
cook
You know
it.
he'll walk out.
let me cook.
Trying to get up in a minute.
Let me cook. Like, so even, because it started off as a peaceful protest, which it should have, because it was, it was a protest. It was a peaceful, rightfully so peaceful protest. And then all of a sudden, somebody dressed in all black that didn't look like the rest of the protesters threw a Molotov cocktail at a police car. And all hell broke loose. Huh?
All hell broke loose after that.
All hell broke loose after that, and that changed the whole environment. And that was not, and it had nothing to do with anybody else that was protesting. And then all of a sudden, those people disappeared. The folks that started that mess. Same thing that happened when dude got shot at the Wendy's. If you looked at the people who were who set the Wendy's on fire, that were running in there. They didn't look like the rest of the protesters. They were same folks dressed in all black that didn't look like the rest of the protesters. I'm going somewhere with this. They were different. They were a different complexion too.
I understand.
They were a different complexion, and they did not look like Atlanta natives. I'm just saying this. So, fast forward, a couple years later, Cop City. I'm a musician. It's no secret that I'm a musician here in the city of Atlanta. So when was Cop City first really introduced? It was about this is like 2023.
2000.
It was Mayor Bottoms who introduced that, wasn't it?
It was
Mayor
because
Bottoms?
of. Huh?
It was Mayor Bottoms who introduced that.
It was because of the pandemic. Right at the pandemic, right during or after the
But
pandemic.
it really became like a big thing around the beginning.
2020.
No, but I'm saying it really hit the fan like around 2022, 2023. Is when it really is when people started, protesting
against it.
protesting against the Cop City.
Because it was introduced in 2020.
Okay,
Or around 2020. But yeah.
So I think it was around 2022, 2023, I think. 2022. I'm scheduled to play at a venue, which is Sweet George's Juke Joint in downtown Atlanta, which is on Peachtree Street. Shout out to Sweet George's Juke Joint. A great venue.
Yep.
Shout out to Sweet George's Juke Joint.
They're not a sponsor, but they're friends of mine.
Good food.
Yeah. All right. Good jazz venue.
Great.
So we're scheduled to play, and I'm trying to pull up, and all of a sudden, police has the streets blocked because there's activity going on. And all of a sudden, I'm seeing there's stuff happening. So I'm rerouting, going around. I figure out a way around, and I get, to the backside, and I find a way of parking. And then, so I find the back way into what's going on. And guess what I see? I see these dudes dressed in all black coming into the parking deck where I park. And guess what they do? They take off all the black that they had on and put on like regular sweaters.
Oh.
And then they walk back out. Look, they walk down the street.
Instigators.
Yes. And they literally walking back down the street in regular clothes. And I'm gonna call it what it is, just some regular looking white boys.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. And meanwhile, you have APD stationed up and down the street. All the storefronts on up and down Peachtree were, busted out windows and everything. And these were folks that were not from Atlanta that came in causing problems, protesting Cop City. Folks that do not live here, that do not want Cop City here, that are causing problems, protesting. I have even a friend of mine who is, very liberal, and she's always, pro union, pro rights, and all this other stuff. We had a whole conversation about, well, what do you think about Cop City? Blah blah blah. And I said, I don't really know. As far as I know, I think it's something that's good for police training. And she's like, well, you don't think it's about the militarization? I said, where are you getting that information from? Well, that's what it's about. Because I said, where are you getting that information from? Because that's all of this being spread through these propaganda channels. Mm-hmm. Now, once again, I'm liberal, but here we always
You're a sensible liberal.
Huh?
You're a sensible.
But here's what I'm saying. When it does us no good when you have folks on either side of the fringes spreading misinformation. Mm-hmm. I said it last week. It pisses me off when you have people on the left or on the right spreading BS. It does us no good. And I saw it firsthand. Not something I'm saying, I'm not twisting the information. Right. I'm literally like, dang it. And we ended up not being able to do our gig that night because we played the first 3 songs. And then City of Atlanta PD came in and said, yeah, we need y'all to just go on and shut it down, but for safety reasons. Mm-hmm. And we ended up having to shut it down and call it a night because these instigators wouldn't allow us to have, once again, you know how I feel. They messing with my revenue now.
And you serious about your revenue?
Hey, man, I'm serious about my revenue.
Let's get off of that real quick.
But so anyway, I'm done. I know. I just
that was on point. I mean, my thing is we don't really need anybody to come in here and tell us because we know what you said. Nobody else could really tell us anymore. What we know, what little we know about it, nobody else could tell us anymore. We know why it was built. It was built for training, and it was built to do modern day training. It was built for modern day simulations. That's what we do. We have a house for that. We go in and boom, this is what we do. We handle. We have people set up in the house to do, hey, this is what happens when you approach the house. I hear people yelling, what am I going to do? I hear somebody saying, what the fuck you, I'm about to shoot you, mother. We're trained, and that's what the whole thing that bothered me was whoever had a problem with Cop City didn't understand that's what it's set up for. It's set up so that we won't have the incidents that we have that people are so up in the air about. The ones that make the news all the time. The same 1 or 2 every 3 years that make the news that get us all up and emotional. So we have logical training for logical thinkers while the media trains the emotional thinkers to do what they need to do. But that's what it's set up for. And, where I am, we're not going to have anything that modern. We're going to be able to go train over there.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say, my understanding is it's going to be for the whole region to be able to have access to.
Yeah. And so, and that's going to actually just trickle down and, we're going to up our game. Everybody's going to up their game. But again, they're welcoming everybody. And again, I think they should open it up so people can see what we're doing. Because half the time, I don't agree with people saying the police need to be trained on certain things. You two are not police officers. Do I need to train you to not shoot an unarmed man in the back that's running away from you? Do you need training to know that that's not good?
No,
that's why I disagree with everybody. The police need more training. No. There's certain things that's common sense, and there's certain things we are trained on, obviously. Yeah. But there's certain things, again, at the end of the day, I just said it, it's common sense. There are certain things that we have to be trained on. Yes, if we're clearing a house, we have to, it's serious training, because if they come in this house, right now if they come in the studio, where are we? We're in one room, and we're quiet. So somebody comes and somebody says, well, there's an alarm that went off at this house, and we don't know. So now the police are here. And the door is open. So now somebody has come in. The police have come in because the door is open. There was an alarm call. We have to make entry. Those are some of the worst calls in the world because, again, right now, if they kick this door open, guns are going to be blazing. we're trained, hopefully, to not just kick the door open and shoot. Hopefully, again, well, maybe, it's a good chance we'll just open the door. I hear voices in the back. So hey, Clayton, police, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And hey, we're back here. That's what editing is for, right? Police. And we'll be like, hey, we're back here. Yeah, we're back here filming a show. And we should say, hey, we're the police department. We had an alarm call. Your door's open. Okay, we're back here. We don't have anything. What do you want us to do? Do you want us to open the door? Or do you want to open the door? Things like that. These are the types of things we have to do. We are trained, and we are trained well. This is modern day. This is not back in 1952. This is modern day training. Go ahead.
So my question, and this is just forgive my ignorance on this.
All good.
In your training, what as far as like on like on traffic stops, if you have someone, you encounter someone who is
not wanting to sign a ticket,
being you encounter someone who's being a jerk, but they're not breaking the law; they're just being a jerk. Are you trained to de-escalate?
Of course. And now we have to go to what is not breaking the law. Because you are required to sign that ticket.
Oh, I'm not saying that. Yeah, definitely signing
the bond. Yeah, and people don't know that when you tell them that if you do not sign this ticket, the citation does not state that you are guilty. The citation states that I have given you a citation. I have given you a court date. And when I give you that court date, that means what? You can come and fight the ticket. And I'm not that officer that's like, oh, you disagree with what I say. I tell them all the time. Please, if you disagree with what I just gave you, do come to court. Your court date is July the 3rd at 10:30. Please come to court. But if you don't sign this, you will post a bond. Now, people don't know what that means. That means you're going to jail. I don't know why we even say that, because we're kind of mandated to say, if you don't sign this citation, you will post a bond. But it just means you will go to jail. It is a law that you must sign the citation. We are not telling you are guilty. It's just you must sign the citation. That's a law. It's a law.
Right.
Like the guy that died, that was the old guy recently, because he wouldn't sign it, and they took him out. They told him. They took him out of the car. I know it's a sensitive issue. It's always sensitive when somebody dies, even if it's not truly the fault of the police. It's like tasing. A taser doesn't kill you. But we can go into a whole bunch of things. It's just that you've had something pre-existing, and it just so happens you die, and that's not good by no means. So I like that. I hate when somebody dies. I hate when somebody gets hurt, be it a citizen or an officer, obviously. And the sad thing about it, and people will go against me and say, oh, yeah, whatever, you're a cop. If you just go with the flow, just do what we ask you to do, especially if we're coming at you like this. And we come at you more like this than what the media shows.
Right.
Because the vast majority of police stops result in nothing. The vast majority, millions a day across the country, they result in nothing. Because most people are sensible. Either you're going to take the ticket or you're going to try to talk yourself out of it, get a warning or something. Yeah. But at the same time, just don't act a fool. It's just common sense. But you have that little small minute that want to make the news, and everything is recorded now. It's body cams are mandatory now, and then they have their phone out, so everybody's recording.
Everybody's recording. Everybody's recording. That's fine.
Yeah,
and that's good.
I like it.
I like it. I
like it at first, but I like it now.
I like it now. But it still
keeps everybody honest.
People's minds.
It keeps.
But even though you have the evidence right in front of you, it still doesn't. Some people just want to go with what they want to go with.
No, I mean, nobody needs to argue, man. Just take the.
And the sad thing about it,
you were speeding.
Like when I approached, especially when I worked overnight, and that's the most dangerous time to work. And when I pull people over, if I could tell your window was down, walking to the car, I am like, "How you doing? I'm Officer Robinson." Before I get there, I'm like, "Officer Robinson, the reason I pulled you over, blah blah blah." I don't just pop up at your window, What's up, dog? Yeah. You ain't know.
Man.
But the thing is, and believe it or not, well, you all will believe it because you think logically. You're sensible thinkers instead of being emotional. A lot of people tell you, I know why you got me. I know why you pulled me over. And a lot of times we'll be like, I'm going to give you a warning.
Right.
Oftentimes,
Right.
we'll give you one because you're cool.
Right. Exactly.
And we're the same way when we walk up. We
Exactly.
don't just pop up at your window and say, motherfucker,
Right.
the reason I pulled you over. We don't do that. That's what the media will have you think.
I have had a cop do that.
Okay, I know. It's always going to be.
Well, just
Don't
one,
get
just
me
one,
wrong, but
just
I
one.
know
One.
it
I'm just saying. I
happens.
know. I have had
know
one.
It happens.
But
more times
no,
than
more
none,
times
it does
no.
not.
More times than not. More times than often
And
is
that's
not.
even white cops. And
Yeah,
somebody
no,
thinks a white
no,
cop
actually,
out here
no,
destroying,
actually, no.
shooting black men and blah, blah,
No,
blah.
actually, I've never had a white cop be disrespectful.
I'm just saying that's the.
I
the
know it-
narrative.
That's-
That's the narrative.
I've-
and
I
I
had-
know
I've
a
had-
lot of white cops, and they don't
No,
act like.
no. I had
the-
a white cop that was trying me, but he
narrative or
wasn't disrespectful. I could. I mean, it was. I think I told you that was like episode 2 that we talked
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But even then he wasn't disrespectful. It was not overtly. It was subvertly. But everybody usually it was a bruh. APD. It was a late night, man. The biggest issue that I had with that cop, man, is that we were 5 minutes into the traffic stop before he told me why he pulled me over,
Yeah, no, I don't like
and that was a problem for me.
I don't like that. And it should have been.
That was a problem for
It
me.
should have been. It's just like arresting you. But before and as I'm placing those cuffs on you, you should know why you're being arrested. It shouldn't be like, hey man, just turn around, put your hands behind your back. It should not be that.
Right.
You need to know why you're being arrested. I need to. The reason I'm arresting you is simple battery, what you just did, boom, 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 or battery, or whatever.
Yeah.
You should know, again, as I'm turning you around or you're being placed in cuffs.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be turn around, put your hands behind your back. Now I'm putting you in cuffs.
Yeah.
Oh, but here's the funny part. We were 5 minutes into the traffic stop before I got it, And here's the funny thing. So, you have your tag illumination lights, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of my tag lights was out. Not both of them.
Right.
Just one of them
Right.
was out. But you can still see the tag.
Right.
But it was 5 minutes before he told me that.
What was the first 5 minutes?
Right.
He was just asking me for my driver's license and
For 5
ID,
minutes?
and then
He was trying to smell, see if you had.
and he was trying to figure out because it was one night I was leaving here. It was like 3:00 in the morning. Leaving here. Whatever, and I clean. Everything is cool. I'm not doing nothing.
Right.
But I'm just trying to get home at 3:00 in the morning, man. And he's just. I pulled into the gas station, so it was well lit. So
Yeah, of course, that's a good idea.
and he's just looking, fishing, whatever. I don't just trying to see, running my stuff, and I'm like, and then he finally, I pulled you over because you got one of your lights is out. It's like, okay, but you can still see my tag, right?
Right.
And he said, I'll show you that it's out. You can step out. I walked back. I stepped out, walked out. Okay, you're right. He said, I can write you a ticket for this. And I was like, you could write me a ticket for this. I said, but it's just, I said, this is a compliance ticket that you'd be writing me. I said, and if you write me a ticket for this, the judge is going to be pissed off. And I told him, I said, if you write me a ticket for this, the judge is going to be pissed off because then you're going to be wasting the court's time and mine because all I got to do is go fix this. I say, neither one of us wants to piss off a judge on this.
Right.
So anyway, he said, I'll just let you off with a warning.
I guess you get different kind of cops.
And I was like,
probably most cops wouldn't worry about that.
So I mean,
right.
so I wasn't being a smart ass on that. I was just,
It's really some of the stuff is unnecessary. Some is unnecessary, and I'm not gonna waste time on calls. I'm just on pullovers. I'm not, I don't want to antagonize you. I really don't.
No.
I'm not out there because my thing is that's when they escalate, and I want to go home.
Right.
And I want you to go.
Everybody wants to go home.
That's the thing.
Hey, everybody
That's
wants to
the
go
thing.
home at the
Everybody
end.
If
Of
you're
wants
an
to go home.
asshole out there,
Yeah.
you get what you get.
At the end-
and that's on either side.
At the
That's
end
on
of the
either
day,
side.
man,
I'm saying that as a cop. If you're an asshole on either side, you get what you get, and I don't like it because, like I said, I don't like anybody getting hurt on either side. But just if we all could stop being assholes, officers and citizens, things would go a lot more. When there's always going to be somebody. Well, there was this one time. I know it.
Y'all see these websites out here or these YouTube videos where they say audit the audit. Let's grade the officer. Let's grade the officer and grade the citizen on how they handled this thing. And man, stop. That shit right there is gonna get y'all fucked up.
They come to our.
I'm sorry, y'all. I said I was gonna stop cussing.
They come to our precincts and do that. They come up there and start, and I hate them with a passion. That's what they do. They come to start trouble, and it should be against the law. They come and they're just like this or like this, and they start antagonizing us.
Yeah, I've seen them on YouTube.
To make money. They're coming to make money because they're going to make money because we live in a system that's going to give them whatever they want because there's going to be an attorney that's going to say, I will take that case. That officer shouldn't have done that. He should have known his job. He shouldn't have pushed you or whatever, and he probably shouldn't have, but you shouldn't be in his face antagonizing.
That part.
So
that part, or just 9 times out of 10, just
comply.
Comply unless the officer is asking you something that's totally unreasonable.
Right.
If they're asking you for your ID, 9 times out of 10, just give them the ID. Mm-hmm. It's not that big of a deal. Mm-hmm. It's not that big of a deal. Yes, you probably are within your right not to give him your ID, but
not if we get pulled. If we pull you over and explain why we pulled you over. At that point, it's an active investigation, and you are to comply. Give us your ID, or
if you're the passenger in the car.
Not that, yeah.
I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm just depending on
there's a lot of
there's yeah. I'm just saying,
but in a car and I see weed in open sight, and whose weed is that? And nobody answers. Everybody
then at that point,
if it's in reaching distance, everybody in the car who can reach that. If nobody says it's my weed or my whatever, everybody in the car at that point is under investigation.
There you go. Y'all heard it here first. So just don't try
to. It's an SUV and you in the 6th seat and that weed is up front. The person way in the back does not need to be dealt with because he can't reach it. It's within reaching distance. Okay. And hopefully what we'll do one day is we'll come in here and do a whole show on law and specific laws that we're mostly getting hemmed up on.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. So people can just
get hemmed up on. Because we can explain why you're getting hemmed up, and hopefully you can take something away from it and say, okay, hopefully I won't get hemmed up on that again. But when your car is smelling like a whole weed factory, the smokers is Cheech and Chong, it's kind of hard for me to sit up here and be like, hey, what are you doing?
We're gonna call that episode Getting Home That Night.
That's a good idea, man. That's a good idea.
Making sure everybody gets home that night.
I wanted to do that anyway. Not just one night, a few nights, because there's a whole lot of things that we can... There's a whole lot of issues we can solve if people will actually take and pay attention and think logically. Leave your emotions at home. If that's the thing. We have to stop with emotions. If we can get logical thinkers out here, you will make it home. You will make it home. But, when you get emotionless, and I don't mean the ones that start crying on the calls, because I have had that. I'm like, sir, ma'am, whatever, can you calm down? This is not that serious. But I'm just so scared because I've seen on TV what you all do to people. Ma'am, the reason I pulled you over is your headlight is out. You might not have known your headlight is out. But you being as emotional as you are right now, I don't want you to spaz out. Get your headlight fixed in the morning, okay? It's 3 o'clock in the morning. The reason we pull you over, and you might think that's something simple. But see, what happens is that headlight is out. What happens when the other headlight goes out? You're still going to drive. And that's what we don't want. Because you're going to hit somebody, or somebody's going to hit you. Because when it's dark out here, nobody can see you. Okay? Get your headlight fixed in the morning and go home. And Who that all that? Oh my God! And I've had that so many times. I see what you all do to people.
Media got them
That's
messed up.
just how I see. Yes,
Got them messed up.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And that's just what I do. Roll my eyes. I'm like, please go.
But you know what? That's
go ahead.
No, but it's dangerous for you and them and everybody involved, man. But you nervous like that because now she was nervous and she wasn't going to do anything. But you get somebody who's aggressive and nervous, high, volatile, ready to pop off at any moment. Now you got to deal because you want to get home, like you said. You want to get home. They want to get. Now you got it's a standoff.
It is,
man. It's crazy.
Hey, man, we're gonna put a pin in this conversation, but check it out. This is episode 9, and we were talking about Cop City. It's quick, man. But guess what? We're gonna come right back, and we're gonna come right back. And I think because it's short, man. We're short. Guess what?
Drove all the way over here.
No, man. We're gonna come right back, and because we still got something else to talk about. We're gonna talk about
Dre's new album.
Hey man, we're gonna talk about Image, right?
Piano Man, yes.
We're gonna talk about Image, man. So give us, we're gonna reset, man, and we're gonna talk about Image, man. But that's gonna be episode 10.
For sure. Great.
All right.
I'm gonna do that
We'll
from home if it's gonna be this short.